Hey guys, it's your favorite Donabot here, and welcome to an all new video on this superhero section. And I actually wanted to do this one instead of a werewolf one because I'm gonna save that one for later. But today we're gonna see if Selene from Underworld can beat Arkham Asylum. Now the last time we did this, we had Leon Kennedy, and all honesty, it was pretty much just rocket launcher GG, as no one really had the durability to stand up to something of that caliber. Now, this time we have Selene, and she'll be going through the same thing Leon did, only on a much more different level, as we will be going into further analyzation of, her interactions with villains like Killer Croc and Poison Ivy, if it comes down to that. So basically a hypothetical part if they continue throughout the Asylum in the same way. But again, we won't be using Blood War Selene. We'll be using pretty much every Selene up until the Nordic ritual. All right. So from her, her Death Dealer stage to her awakening or her immortal stage to her basically just those two stages. Yeah, my bad. But Selene is actually incredibly strong. You could actually put her in the small building domain here. And this is because she is able to affect and actually like toss around Lycans and straight up overpower Lycans who can actually crush cars with ease here. Even being able to take attacks from Quint, who was basically known as the Uber Lycan, who could pretty much throw cars around like it's nothing. Selene has also been able to push over a van in a single stroke, all right? And basically in like a whole, motion. It was basically over here. Now, Selene is casually in those FTE to possibly subsonic ranges, as she's casually able to dodge rifle fire, sniper fire, and in all honesty, that also would go into her senses, as she's even able to track and smell her opponents from miles away here, even being able to hear gunshots that are pretty much so far away from her and are covered by the dense jungle. And obviously her sense of smell, as she's a vampire. They can smell pretty much, dear God, what is the actual range for a vampire senses? Because again, she was able to track someone throughout an entire city, so I guess you could say hundreds, if not thousands of miles, right? But anyway, let's actually begin here. I'm going to start off with the beginning of the Asylum, where basically Batman walks in and just hands the Joker over to Selene here. Now, Selene walking with Joker, she probably wouldn't say too much about it and probably still be cautionary, as I think people would be telling her that, hey, this the Joker, this, that, how much stuff he's done here. And Joker has done some heinous things in the Arkham series to where he's literally butchered, like, kindergartners and sewed their bodies back together, but with different parts. And the parents had to identify which part of their child was there. So yeah, he's made a reputation for himself here. Now, I do think Joker would definitely get a grasp on Selene's strength here, albeit since she is a nocturnal creature, she probably wouldn't panic if the power went out for a little bit. But again, let's say she does grab Joker by the throat here. Now Joker knows she's definitely not a normal human just by the grip she has on his throat here. Meaning Joker's probably going to be a lot more cautious as he goes out through the asylum. Meaning that Joker would likely not waste time with the guards and stuff here, as I do think Selene would be able to one-shot the window here. And it's very possible that Selene could get him here, but let's just say that Joker gets away the same way as in the original, and 3 thugs pretty much come in. Yeah, them thugs are dead. Yeah, they serve their purpose. They are cannon fodder, but dear God, the level of blitzing, I should say, that Selene is basically going to do to them is absolutely uncanny. Now, Joker would definitely be seeing this over the monitors and everything, and just how vicious Selene is, her pretty much crippling, if not flat out killing, most of the guards or thugs, excuse me, that she has here. Or sorry, that are being thrown at her. Excuse me. Yeah, this would probably cause Joker to leave the Titan, the first Titan henchman, in the room while he gets away. Now, keep in mind, Selene does have her own gadgets here, like her pistols and stuff like that, filled with silver nitrate, and sometimes even regular bullets, so it really doesn't matter to her. And she's actually able to throw shurikens and knives so hard that they've been embedded in the skulls of Lycans, which are way more durable and way stronger than this Titan here. So either way, this Titan is dying, whether it's from a heart attack or Selene just straight up throwing something at its head and killing it. So yeah, GG. Next up we have Zaz, and in all honesty, I don't think I should really have to show a stealth section about how Selene is able to just creep up and sneak around people. And again, even if she didn't, she's fast enough to just blitz Zaz or straight up just shoots Zaz in the head. And again, I don't know why some of the guards didn't just do this in the Asylum, but again, you know, the guards in the Arkhamverse in general, or the police in general in the Arkhamverse, is pretty much just dumb, like dumb fodder. Like even more fodder than the thugs. That's how pretty much terrible they are. Now again, yeah, she pretty much kills Zaz here with like it's nothing. So Zaz's role in the story is over. Now the next up we have is simply Bane. And again, this is where Selene's speed just comes into play. I mean, she's literally dodging bullets and straight up speed blitzing people before they can react here. And again, she is far more skilled and more experienced than anyone here. So the fact that she's actually fought something very similar to Bane, that being the Uber Lycan, yeah, Bane's getting dealt with. And again, she'll just simply maneuver around him, either shoot his tubes off, or simply just jump at him, slice them off with her knife, or pretty much use a shuriken to just slice one of the tubes off over and over again, and then pretty much just straight up beat the mess out of Bane at that point here. She's far too skilled, far too agile. She's just better than him in just about everything. Keep in mind, she could physically overpower him since she's actually dealt with characters like Marcus, who have been able to bring down a average military helicopter, with these helicopters weighing from pretty much 22,000 pounds very easily. And again, this is an average military helicopter that she's able to pull down. Now, at this time, I do think Joker would be having a mental breakdown, especially if she does kill Harley. Keep in mind, one of the few missions you do before you even get to the Joker is rescuing Commissioner Gordon. So it's very possible Selene, again, just outmaneuvers these guards, doesn't kill them, as she would definitely know that there's some type of collar on them, and would probably know what the collar is, and then she would just ragdoll and kill Harley. I don't see any way Harley just makes it out of there without dying, but let's just say she knocks Harley out because she doesn't view her as a real threat here. Even though Arkham Harley really isn't that much of a threat. Oh, but she beat Nightwing. Yeah, that's great. Nightwing's not a threat in the Arkhamverse. I'm sorry, Nightwing's kind of like pretty lame in the Arkhamverse. He's not compared to like his other versions of himself. Even in Gotham Knights, he was pretty lame. So yeah, that's not saying too much for Harley. Now, Poison Ivy. Now, if we go option A, where she kills Harley, which is very possible here, Poison Ivy doesn't get released and she stays within the, Asylum and stuff here. Now, there's also option 2, where Harley gets away, like in the original, she goes to fight Bane, and then we get the first Scarecrow sequence. Now, we're just going to wrap up Scarecrow here so I can just talk about every other encounter here. Now, Scarecrow in the first and second stages are really not much of a problem. Selene's mental fortitude wouldn't break under something like Scarecrow, as she's pretty much gone through some of the most traumatic experiences that anyone in that verse, or possibly even Batman, has ever witnessed here. And in all honesty, she would be fine here. Her worst fear was that Michael was dead, and once she found out that he was dead, she went on to get angry about it instead of fearful, and then just straight up murked the dude that did it, or Maris, excuse me. Now again, now the final nightmare sequence is where I can actually see Scarecrow dying, because again, I don't see Scarecrow being able to get that fear stab on Selene here, especially, afterwards here, where like Batman has Scarecrow and then she straight up just, Scarecrow straight up just stabs him again with fear toxin. What I actually see happen is that once Selene has him, she's going to have him by the throat, and then Scarecrow's going to go to stab her. She would probably grab it just in time, or definitely grab it just in time, and either inject Scarecrow with his own fear toxin like Batman does, or just rip the arm off entirely and just dismember Scarecrow. But let's go into another boss fight here, that being Poison Ivy. Now, Poison Ivy, in all honesty, if we go that same route here, where she does fight Harley again and Harley gets thrashed like the original, and then she goes to fight Poison Ivy. Now, again, Ivy honestly doesn't have anything that really offers Selene here. As a matter of fact, the moment Selene opens, sorry, not Selene, the moment that Ivy actually just opens that pod, she's getting shot. Yeah. Now, again, I know I never said this with Leon here, but again, with Leon, he could honestly just blow her up with an RPG. And then with obviously Selene here, anytime Ivy throws or, does that little pollen blast or whatever, yeah, she could easily dodge it. It just doesn't work. Selene's actually stated to be more volatile, or sorry, more resistant to things like poisons, even things like garlic that are meant to like kill vampires. She's actually resistant. At best, it just stuns her. Now let's go over Killer Croc, and I know I'm a little bit out of order here, but again, I just don't see Croc being a problem here. Again, Selene has gadgets and gear that are so sharp they can pierce the hide of lichens quite casually. And again, we don't know if Croc's hide is bulletproof. And if he operates like a regular crocodile, then he has a soft underbelly. So there's really nothing stopping Selene here from either tampering with that collar or straight up just riddling Croc with bullets to his underbelly repeatedly. And again, keep in mind, she's squared off against beings that are just as strong, if not far faster, than Killer Croc as well. As I said earlier, Harley in the second fight wouldn't be a problem. And in all honesty, I don't see how Selene wouldn't even be able to get to her, as I actually see her just kind of like blitzing around the henchmen, being able to rip the door open, and then just going right after Harley. But let's say again, Selene has to follow the rules. Again, she disables everybody, and if Harley goes on to fight her, she's dead. Now, I do think the game would pretty much progress the same here, except Titan Joker will probably fight Selene on a much more, I guess you could say, even playing field. But let's say the story kind of just goes that way, and Selene or some doctor, maybe Dr. Young is still alive because of Selene, but Dr. Young is able to manufacture a cure and stuff like that here. And then we get the whole Titan Joker fight where Joker basically injects himself with the Titan because Selene injected herself with the cure, right? Um, yeah, Joker's getting messed up pretty badly here. And again, I actually see this happening because Selene does carry grenades and stuff. We have to remember that she's fully equipped, just like Leon here. And the thing is, what's to stop Selene from shoving a grenade into Joker's gut or to one of those open rib-like areas and just letting him blow it from the inside out? Yeah, nothing. So in all honesty, does Selene clear Arkham Asylum? Yeah. But there's definitely gonna be a lot to clean up. Yeah, I definitely see a lot of people just being butchered, killed. But at least there's some of the worst here. So yeah. Batman is down at least a couple rogues this night. So yeah, Selene definitely does her job. Her skill definitely exceeds that of even Arkham Batman, or at least her experience does. But again, she's still a pretty much a seasoned combatant. Definitely older, possibly even older than even the likes of Ra's al Ghul here. But overall, yeah, she gets this done low difficulty in all honesty. But if you really want to just go by the game, she gets it done mid difficulty at best. But that's going to be all today, you guys. Please comment down below, like and subscribe and share it to your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I hope y'all have a blessed day. Peace.